Hi and Assalamualaikum. In this video, we are going to talk about the video that we have watched in this subject, which is organizational behavior with the code MGT321, and we are from JBA 1114F. This group consists of 5 members: Nur Syahirah binti Ed.Dayu, Nabil Hafrina binti Hang Tuah, Nur Akila binti Razali, Nur Alia Natasha binti Muhammad Hassan, and Iza Amira binti Muhammad Razi. And now, let's start with the first member. Based on the video that I've watched, to achieve goals in the organizational system, the organization itself must study the behavior of people in the organization. It is because each individual has their own thought, feeling, action, and emotion that must be considered. As we know that the organizational influence and is influenced by individuals. Thus, organizational behavior is important in order to develop interpersonal skill, personal development, achieve organizational and individual effectiveness, and sharpen every decision and action. The thing we should know that the organizational goals will not be achieved without the help of an individual. So when the management practices the organizational behavior, it means that the organization wants to develop a better employee and a better person in terms of all-round growth and development. In the video, it shows that the top management wants to make the employee as the valuable asset, which every employee must be efficient in their work. Every employee in that company must have the responsibility and devote themselves to work. But during the whole process to achieve the goals, he forgot something, which is humanity. The video also shows that each person has their own problems. Then, with the understanding by the top management, it will make the employee feel better and good to do their job. Throughout the whole video, we can see that the both management and employee need each other to achieve the organizational goals.
Based on video that I have watched, I will analyze based on topic 9, which is supervision. Supervision are crucial part of the management team because they are the first line manager and perform a lot of functions that help achieving productivity goals. Supervisor be as the only manager who has an important role at the implementation level. So, first of all, I will relate with roles to play, which are communicator and liaison, coach and mentor. For communicator, it is learned to communicate confidently and build two-way communication system effectively with team members. It can be seen when the manager trying to know what was happened to Auntie Tang by asking others employee. In that way, the manager could know the problem that she had been through that make her performance getting bad and trying to find way to solve it. Besides, for liaison, coach and mentor is for helping employees find value in their work and helping the employees meet their employees' legitimate needs and understand them. It can be seen when the manager will present their achievement and goals to improve the company to be better. In the future, the manager will see every performance from employees from various aspects and make the employees valuable asset for the company. The manager also will improve the skill of each employee to be responsible and better for the company. Then, for roles of supervisor, it was behavioral specialist, which is an expert in understanding the behavior of employees. It also can be defined as enabling to easily understand what the employees to convey through their behavior. It can be seen when the managers try to convince the top management for accepting Auntie Tang's renewal contract, which complement her have a great value human resource. The manager also appreciate every employees in a certain way to make them be passionate in doing work.
Okay, so the next one is leadership. A good supervisor have a great leadership. This is because leadership can influence others toward the achievement. The aspect of leadership is perhaps one of the most influential elements in organizational behaviors.
This is because the leaders are expected to direct the company in such a way as to maximize corporate objectives while maximizing costs. In perhaps more than any other area of organizational behavior, the leadership aspect is a combination of learning theories: power, personality, performance, appraisal, and motivation. This is because leadership is the process whereby an individual must gain the voluntary participation of subordinates with the goal of attaining corporate objectives. Thus, a leader's personality and sense of power will influence this process. Further, motivation is a key aspect of leadership because goals will not be attained if subordinates are not properly motivated to achieve them, and performance appraisal is a key element in this process. So, without adequate feedback that is quantifiable, leaders will not be able to assess employee performance reliably or measure process in attaining corporate objectives. Leadership theory is mostly divided between trait and behavioral theories. Trait theories are more traditional and focus on the personal traits or leaders from those of followers. Behavioral therapists take a different approach. Behavioralists try to determine the types of leadership behaviors that have produced a higher level of performance. Too often, leaders fail because they only consider one aspect. Two leadership behaviors in the Ohio State studies, which is consideration and initiating structure. Supervisor need to considering and respect for employees. Supervisor also need to define and structure his role and the roles of employees to achieve goals. A great leadership that has in supervisor will create initiates action, motivation, providing guidance, creating confidence, building morale, builds work environment, and coordination.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. I will continue with the perception. For the first point is judgmental toward people need to be avoided to prevent the first impression errors. As you can see, at first, regarding the manager point of view, it was actually her intention to not be able doing a great job. It is because she is only doing the job through half-hearted and not as sincere as he thought. By the way, he is actually false because as a manager or a person in charge, he cannot judge individual easily during their jobs and for a better work environment at the workplace for the best organizational goals. The second point is having a high level of self-awareness that shows concern for surrounding. Awareness is an important thing in our daily life. It is because we as a person need to understand how our surrounding is went through. Likewise, from the video, we can simplify that the manager take an action by seeking a lot of information about his subordinate problem, and he tried to help her rather than remove her from the position because she has been working for a long time at the company. The third point is being empathetic. Once there is a situation where a customer has lost her precious ring, and that was her grandmother's ring. So from that time, the worker that tidying up the room found and gave back the ring to the right owners. So from the circumstance, the manager saw a potential that she can be a role model and being considered as a good worker of the year. Nevertheless, he is giving her an opportunity for the renewal contract for her job because he knows she is the right person to get what she deserves.
Lastly, based on the video we have analyzed, I would like to talk about role conflict. So what is role conflict actually? Role conflict arises when an individual encounters with a compatible demand. There is 5 types of role conflict in an organization. The first type is intragender role conflict, where the role holders are expected to perform tasks that are incompatible with one another. For an example, a supervisor asks you to produce a high-quality item at a lower cost where it is incompatible for a lower cost to produce a high quality. Next, intersect the role conflict where two or more individuals getting incompatible demands upon a person. For example, Ali was told by a finance manager to order a low-quality item to reduce the cost, while quality control manager told him to not order a low-quality product to keep the high quality. Next, inter-role conflict where an individual are occupied with more than one role with inconsistent expectation. For example, you have to attend a very important meeting, but you also have to take care of your sick child where you do not know which one is priority. Next, person-role conflict where the role holder is required to perform a task that contradicts with the role holder's attitude, value, belief, and behavior. For example, Aina was requested to not wear hijab while working, where this is contradict with her belief. Next, a role overload where there is lack of balance in the extent of expectation from a role holder. For example, Sarah is working as an accountant, needs to work from her home, where Sarah is also a mother and a wife. She needs to do her work where she also needs to take care of her family at the same time. Lastly is role ambiguity where there is a lack of clarity in understanding the expectation that given to the role holder. For example, Ali is a subordinate, are unable to understand his supervisor orders since the communication between them are unclear. And that is all from us. Thank you.